Wow, why did I turn off the projector? She not know you were here? Did she not know you were here? Oh. Maybe if she was in her real desk, she would have seen you come in. Uh-huh. Okay, so today we're solving inequalities graphically. When we do this, we want to make sure we have one side of our inequality 0, and then we'll type in the side with the variables in the calculator. So I'm going to start off by subtracting 12 on both sides. Yeah. Okay. So once I get this, I want to type this on the y equals. I'm going to type 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. And then I want to go ahead and graph that. So remember before fall break, I learned how to find where it's crossing the x-axis. I need to know those points, so I'm going to go second, trace, and then I want to find my zeros for wherever it's crossing. So first thing you need to be is on your left side of your 0. So I'm going to move my black cursor over to the left side of the 0, which on this one happens to be on the top. Then I press enter. Now the little black words at the bottom say right bound. So I want to arrow over till I'm on the right side of the 0. So I cross the x-axis. I press enter twice. And this one tells me it's at -4. So I'm going to sketch up this picture. I'm going to label this point -4. Did you go second, Trace? Then I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to go second trace, 0. And then this time I want to be on the left side of the other 0. Where are you? So this time it's below the x-axis. I press enter. Then I arrow over to the right, cross the x-axis, press enter twice, and this one gives me 1.5. So I haven't answered this question yet. What it wants is values greater than 0. So it wants to know when it's above the x-axis. So these values up here. On the calculator? I think you meant highlighting this, and I'm like, oh no. Yeah, I can show the calculator. So I want to go second trace. Choice 2 is 0. And then if I'm doing the first one on the left side, I want to be, anytime I'm finding my 0, I want to be on the left side of the 0. I press enter. I cross the x-axis. I press enter twice, and then it gives me my 0. Would you like the scissors to make some of them cleaner? Okay, so I want to list out these values. The more I go up, the more I go left over here. So I'm going to have -infinity to -4, because I stop at the x-axis. And I'm not including it because there's no line under this inequality sign. Then I have the U for union to put two sets together. And then I start up again at 1.5, and then I go right forever to infinity. And then this is my answer. Because I took a photo of it. I don't need it anymore. Okay. Okay, so questions on number 1. I think I was interrupted by that phone call. You okay? Are there any questions on number 1? On how I got my answer? Okay. Because it only wanted greater than 0, so I was highlighting the parts that were greater than 0. Yeah? Oh. So to do that, I went second trace, and then I went to 0, and then I found the 0 of that. Ilani, be quiet. So I want to do the same thing for number 2. So I want to go to y equals, and this one's already has 0 on one side, so I'm just going to type in the left side. Okay, so once I type it in, I want to go ahead and graph it. And I'm gonna zoom out. So I press the zoom button, which is in the middle on the top row of buttons. And then I'm gonna press zoom out, which is choice 3. Then I have to press enter, and it zooms the whole thing out. I have to give it time to redraw the graph though. So this is what my graph kind of looks like. Cool. I meant for that to be way more curvier. Yeah. Anyways, I want to go find my zeros just like I did last time. So I'm going to go second trace, 0. And then I'm going to start off with my left side 0. So on this one, it's below the x-axis. I press enter. I cross the x-axis. I press enter twice. This one is at -4 again. Then I want to do the one in the middle. So I go second trace, 0. And then I see it, so I press enter. I cross the x-axis. I press enter twice. That one is 1.5 again. And then I'm going to do the third one. So I go second trace, 0. I want to be on the other side of the little dip. I press enter. And then I cross the x-axis and I press enter twice, which gets me 4. So again, this one wants greater than 0. So I want everything above here. So for this one, my first section is in between 2 values because all of those are greater than 0. Okay. So I have -4 to 1.5, and then union because it takes a break and dips down below, and then at 4 it starts up and is positive again. So I have 4 to infinity. Maybe they was like eyeballing with a paper cutter. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. One thing I want to point out, I didn't realize this until just now. Apparently, I don't have any with greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So when those two are used, you should have brackets in your answers. Everything except for infinities. So like if this one had the greater than or equal to, the first set would have brackets on both sides, and then the second one would just have it on the floor.